G'day, how you going? Ian Applis here, acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my video where I want to show you that you can paint it in acrylic. There's the size of my canvas there, and I will also have some colours running up the screen that I'm going to use in this video. Now this one is another planetary type of sphere subject, something that's different but unique and looks great and a lot of fun to do. So let's get right into it. Now I've got some cutouts just to give my circle shapes there, okay, and you can use normal paper, but what I did to make it last longer, I simply just got some A4 paper and put it through a laminating machine, and then I was able to cut out my own templates the size I want. I got many different sizes of these, and these can be wiped down and reused over and over, okay? So we've pretty much got a planetary system there, one there, and we've got some nice space mountains. This is sort of a spacey one. They're quite nice subjects. So that's what we're going to have. So I'll pretty much want to bring everything from the back forward. So I'm going to start with the sky area and get that the colour I want, and then we'll bring these on top. So down here I've got my putter on a brush, and I'm just going to prime the sky in with this retarded soft bodied titanium white. There's not much retarder in here. I don't need a lot in there, just enough to loosen it up a bit. And we'll simply get our sky mapped in. Now push it over the canvas, do the whole sky area. I don't know why I went around that plant. I need this to act as a primer. Get it pushed right on there. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. Now I'm going to come to the tip of this brush, even if you have to wipe it like that, and then come to the tip of your brush and stroke it nice and even and thin. You want a nice thin film of this on your canvas, ready to paint your colours of your sky. You want it blue, reds, violets, orange vibes. It's up to you what vibe you go for. I'm just going to go for purple and violet, but a bit of yellowy orange. So I've just got Australian sienna down here. Where are we? I want to get this pretty much here, about there, all the way across, and then come up and fade it into that white. See how this allows that to smooth across the canvas? Beautiful, I love it. Now down here I've got my dioxine purple and my violet, or it's brilliant violet to be exact. So what I'll do is I'll use the lighter colour first, and then I'll stamp in the darker colours onto my sky. So let's grab this one here, and we'll paint the whole sky in that colour first. Come across here. This is the violet. Push it down. Get it into that white. Get it into that white. Get some more on your brush. Okay. I've come down to that Australian sienna colour. Use a deep orange or an Indian yellow if you don't have Australian sienna. Now I want to just come to the tip of my brush and just merge that together here and there. Using the tip I can forcefully get forceful with it. Now I just washed that brush. I'm picking up the dioxine purple on both sides of this putter on a brush now, and I want to stamp in where we want the dark colours in our sky. So I want to come right across the top, turn my brush around, right across the top there. Okay, pick up the dioxine purple again, and I want to finger in slices like this. Or why I call it fingering in, because it's kind of like fingers coming within the sky area there, and you could probably put a band coming right across as well. And let's get something a little over this side there, maybe just where these two are meeting. Okay. Now wipe that brush. That looks a bit iffity-affity. Now we're going to pull it into our sky like so, from this side. Done. Get the other side of the brush and pull it into the sky. Now it's up to you how arty and farty you want to get with this. You can leave it like that, or you can really go to town and detail your sky. I might just leave it like that for the simplicity of it all, because this is not a realism painting we're going for here. So we can get away with these brush strokes. Okay, my sky's still wet. I'm picking up some titanium white on my hog bristle fan brush. And where are we? I might put something here. And let's see if I can get something maybe here. let it fade away. That'll do, it's running out. Grab yourself a blending brush and a kitchen towel. Now I want to blend these in a long kind of a matter. These aren't clouds, like I said, it's not a realism. This is just values we're adding within our painting here. So we're adding some kind of stellar cloud. Is that the word? Is it not? It's kind of looking like it's raining down. I wonder if I did that or should I not? Yeah, I'll do just some of that there. It looks like cosmic rain coming down from the clouds there. And we'll do this one. Pull him across there. I'm getting the bottom, all those hard white areas, I'm getting them kind of blended out. Pull it across and then get the top sorted. Sort it out however you feel you want it to be sorted. And would some of this look alright raining down? Yes. Now I've got my toothbrush, rubbing it in the water, and I'm going to slowly start adding the paint to the water so we can flick on some stars. So I want some up here. I'll get my glove pulled down first. Beautiful. And I want some here. Beautiful. Even down there. Now those clouds, I just want to concentrate a nice beam of stars within those. Oh. Just to break it up. Practice flicking stars if you haven't done it before and you're a bit scared to think you might ruin your painting. Just practice the procedure. It's quite easy once you get the hang of it. It's finding the right amount of water within your paint. If there's not enough water, it doesn't come off, and if it's too thick, you could get spaghetti looking stars instead of dotty looking ones. So there we go there. I'm picking up some titanium white because I'm just looking here. I want a bit of some fantastic stuff coming from here. So I want to just do that. Grab a blending brush and I want to get that before it dries. I should have done it earlier if I didn't know I was going to do this. It was a last minute decision. And smear that out into the yellow like so. If I'd done it at the same time I did them, it would have been a little bit better, but you can see my paint's been trying to dry, so I'm getting a bit heavy with it. This is just a bit of glare down the bottom. Kind of cloud glare type, I don't know. Now I've given that a dry. I want this smaller planet right in the corner here, so I'll just get that there and I'll tape that on. Now I've got myself a kitchen sponge, a fine pore one that doesn't have big pores in it, and I just want to simply grab the dioxazine purple on there, and I want to hold this and just stamp that dark onto the canvas here. Okay. Now I'm lightly stamping it just to get rid of the big stipples. Now I've got some red violet, which is this colour here. I'm putting it onto the sponge but with some white to get it a bit more opaque looking. Now it is all wet there. I want to just come over like this. Everything's still wet. I've got to get a bit more white into that. I could have dried it. I'm still not finished yet. So I've got some permanent alizarin and I'll pick up some white just to get into here. It can be marbly, it doesn't have to be solid and mixed. And over here I just want to crisp on. I've dried the planet. There's a big lump there. I'm going to try and get it off. There we go. And I just want to put some, I don't know, different colours within it. Now I just want to grab this side here with a lot more white now, a lot more white, just to get this bit done over here. Now you can use your finger, trace him back into it, make it all planetary looking. I don't know what it is, I'm just making it up as I go. I'll get rid of that. There, it's looking good. It's looking weird and planetary. And probably just around here, like that. That'll do. Get my finger to soften them down. What have we got up there? I'll just get rid of some of that as well. Now we'll take the template off there and just see how that looks. There we go. I don't know if you can see that, but I've just drawn in my mountain range again so I know where to put this other bigger planet. So I want him about there. Okay, that's where I want him, so I'll just mask that up there. So that's masked on where I want it. I'm going to grab a sponge again, grabbing this craft paint just to prime it in. I've dampened this sponge a little bit as well. And just take your time, hold your template and sponge around. This is just a primer. I can see where my mountains are. Get this all on there. I don't even know what colour I want this one, but I'll know when I start putting it on. Now give that a dry. I'm using the other side of the sponge now. I'm going to pick up the dioxine purple. I'll make this one pretty dark with some slight light in it. Dried this, so now we'll get this on there. Stamp it around. Just take your time. Now I don't want a white edge there if I can help it, so I'm going to make sure I stamp that away with my sponge. I can sort of see the edge, so I'm just making sure that that white edge is stamped away. Now make sure your sponge is a little bit damp because otherwise it'll be too thick and it'll be hard to get off the sponge onto your canvas and you'll be like, why did it work for him and not for me?
It's simply because you weren't listening.
Now this can have a dry. Now I've got a cellophane template here, so I'm using cold air to dry it because years ago I used my hairdryer to dry one of these and the air coming out was hot and it distorted all of my template and pretty much well ruined it, so I learnt from that. I'm running out of sponge, so I've got myself a pouncer now. Get a bit of white into that Australian sienna, or you can use an Indian yellow. There we go. Just to represent this kind of colour. Let's see if that dried enough. On this side here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on like so, and then I'll slowly add more highlights where I feel it needs it. Now I want to get that colour again and brighten it up. So we're down here with it again, and we're putting more white. Oh yeah, look at that. And carefully come from this side with this bit of a highlighted version of it. And you can kind of tease it in a bit, just like so. Tease it in a bit. Pretty easy to do this, it's a lot of fun, wouldn't you say? If you like what you see in here, give me the thumbs up and comment. Tell me you like it or you hate it. Tell me where you're from. Okay, we'll take that off and see if it looks good or bad. There we go. Now it's up to you if you want to put something in front of that. I'm going to let it dry quite well before I do because it's quite wet, and I might put something in front of it, sinking it back to the atmosphere of the planet. All right, now I want to put in my mountains and block all that in with white. So I have me lines marked there. I just want this one up here somewhere. Get it nice and sharp against that. See, it's still a bit wet, but I'll just quickly block it in. Now I'm grabbing the dioxazine purple and I want to simply map in the darker colour of my mountains there. So that mountain's coming down here, so we'll probably get this continuing from that bit of the mountain. There we go. There. And then all this will be dark. That white is going to allow this to sit on in its true colour. Because some colours are more thinner than others and you'll see through them. So that's why I painted it white. So we'll get a bit coming down here and maybe a bit there. Get that to a point. Just something rough. Go there. So this one's going to come, just pretty much get it where you want it there, because it's going to have some other ground in front of it which will be about there. So we can get this all the way there. You're getting that zigzag to create it. See how it's coming towards us? Just on this side, I want that coming down to about there, scooping in. This bit here could have been a bit bigger, but not to worry. And then obviously we'll just get this whole right side a bit dark. So we pretty much got to get that zigzag going again. So zigzag it up, have a peak there, coming around and down here, something like that. Something like that, and then just block all that in. I'm just trying to get a bit more than one side done so it doesn't look so flat. Get something like this coming down to about the base there, because I want this one coming up. Okay, down here I have the red violet, which is going to be the colour of my mountain, but I want to get it a little bit distorted with some white there. Now I'll start over here and I'll get this coloured in first. Now get that right against the planet there, coming down, right in front of that dark colour there, boom. Okay, pull it down. Now if we didn't put that white underneath, you'd see through all this and it'll look at a bit iffity-affity. Now don't worry about your brush strokes, it's a mountain, you can have sort of smeary brush strokes within it, and we can always change the darker shadows deeper or steeper if they need to be. There we go. Now that colour there, you don't want to leave it that colour because it looks a bit So I'm just going to grab some white. It is wet. And I want to kind of come from here and let it smear into that colour. Smear down like so. Come on that ridge there. Let it smear down. Smear down, and then we can come out from it. I'll show you what I mean by coming out from it. Now I want the bottom a lot lighter where it's going to push the other one back, so I'll get a bit more white down here stamped on, and then just simply pull up like so, all the way out here. Where's that other one coming to? There. So it's going to stop there because this one's going to come in front of that, so make sure you stop it there, and then we'll just bring this colour from the dark, pulling it down. Now I want to just simply grab some of the white colour and smear over this as well. And I want to sink that back. There we go, we're just putting different values in there. Now going back to the phthalo, put a bit of white with that. Just a bit to show some depth in the colour there. Then come over to these dark bits that you have. Get bits and bobs in there like that. Coming from here, and just slightly bring some of that down there like that. Just to get rid of that cartoony solid edge. The solid edge looks too cartoony. Okay, grabbing the red violet again, and we're just coming over here now. Pulling it onto there and then getting it down. Right in front of that, bang, set that back. Make sure you finish that mountain before you do this bit. I'm stabbing it against that darker bit now because over that side, when I brushed it in like this, it was too sharp and like a comical sort of look. I didn't want that. I want a bit of a natural finish to the edges, even though I'm not going for realism, but I want the real shapes to take place. You can do this, okay? It just takes time and practice. Don't rush your work. I'm constantly saying don't rush your work because we all do it. Now I'm simply just going to add some more white into that. Probably come from here, everything's wet, and pull that down there. If I can have a look at that, is that doing any good? Something like that. Totally different vibe to those ones out there. I'm going to grab that dioxine again with the lighter colour in it, just to get some of this down there. Have a look at that. I need some of it just trickling back into this side, I feel. Just getting rid of that hard edge. I need more dark paint on my palette. Just getting some of the white slowly mixed with that red violet, not too much, just enough to highlight maybe, hang on, I've got too much white on there. Come down here. Just against that dark there. I just wipe the brush and I'm scrumbling it. Just give it a bit more of a natural look. Now I'm going to grab my putter on a brush and grab the red violet. Get some white into that. I want to bring all this just right in front there. I'm using this brush because it's big. There we go. Bring that down to a dioxine purpley colour. So I'll get this on, stripy, darker vibe. Look at that. It's big brush is doing it for me. Darker. Now I'm going to pick up the dioxine purple and start smearing this across the foreground here. Don't want to go too dark, but I just want to get some of it lined in with there. There we go. That's a nice easy way to get all that incorporated onto there. I feel I might have a little bit of darkness just coming here. There we go. Wipe the brush and just pull it into the painting. There we go. I don't want to kill too much of the red violet. I feel I am. Alright, now I've got the dioxine purple with a little bit of the red violet in it just to make it dark. I've given everything a dry and I want to break up the boredom in here. So I'm going to start out here, just get the base, and I want to kind of just scratch up some kind of object within the painting, coming right over this dark bit and poking up into that light bit there. Just like that. Get all different sizes out there. I might want something right about here. Now I'm twisting my brush. I want it nice, sharp, weird and pointy. What I mean by weird is, I don't know what kind of structure it is, but it just suits this landscape. Get rid of all that broken bit. You know how in the desert you get cactus? Well, in this here, it's I don't know, they kind of look like that. But you want to, you know, get some the bases of them all over the place. This is the bigger one. Twist it, just so simple. This is going to come right up past this bit here, just to cut across You don't want this to stop where the two colours meet, you want it to go past it. I'm looking here, I want to take advantage of light and dark, so I probably want to get something about here coming up and just popping in front of that, come out on an angle and then go up into that light colour there. I'm telling you what, they do look crooked, but I'll straighten the camera up later just so as you can see that they're not all going out on an angle. Maybe something here in front of that light bit there. There you go, I'll straighten the camera up. I will be putting more in there, but I'll do that off camera because I'll be here for a month of Sundays doing that on camera. So I'm grabbing some grey, and that colour that I used, I just want to shadow it. So I'm just going to go for a grey vibe here. Something sort of greyish. Now when I do shadows, I like to get the paint in the brush and then get most of it out. I'll probably bring them all this way. So, and we just want to simply follow the shape of the land. Get it blurry. How's that? That's a little bit better. But I've got to make sure they don't all go wibbly wobbly, if you know what I mean. They've got that angle there, so I want to go that angle there. I want to keep that angle, and on this one here, come across the land and there. Like so. Yes, fine. It's showing shapes of the land. I need to land on my mouse stick here. They're fading right out. Beautiful. I'm liking it. See how these little sticks go back to the video before I put them in to now, and just have a look at the difference if you feel it did more or less for the painting. And it's a way you can use these tutorials, is to stop them and start them with things in and out of them and see what you feel you like, add it in or not. Come along the bottom of some of these here in the shadows and get some, I've just thought of this when I was putting the shadows on. Get some rocks in there just to sink stuff back. Now these front ones, make sure you cast a shadow on them. So pretty much dob them in like that. They look boring and useless at the moment, but for some reason they've gathered around the base of these stick, tree, log things, whatever you want to call them. Then you can grab the white lighter colour, can be marbly, and just simply highlight the tops of those rocks there. So it's very pale colour now. Now coulda, woulda, shoulda dried it. Let's see. Too much on the brush. I'm going to take a lot of that off. And simply highlight our stones out there. Put the darker colour back if too much of it's been destroyed. There we go. There you go, you get the gist. Just to get rid of some of the boredom, I put one there. I want to get one from here on an angle coming out and then up as well. Some of them grow in pairs, whatever these things are. It's just adding more charisma and detail to this painting. I got some white paint just on a little round detailed brush. Where are we? We'll get something about here. We'll get a decent, and then get a nice evaporating tail on it. There we go. A lot further away, so it's not as long. Big stars here and there too if you want. That'll do. Okay, I just autographed that. We'll whack a frame on it and see how she looks. There we go, that's not too shabby. Some kind of planetary space landscape with some shooting stars. I hope you like it, I don't mind that, and I know you can do it. Well, that was colourful and very different. I hope you did like it. If you did, tell your friends, but if you don't, you tell everybody. Also, check out this other video of mine and feel free to subscribe. Goodbye, good luck, and good on ya.